to Creative Unique Treasures. I'm Trisha, and I have another upcycling video to do with you. I have two shirts. They're both size medium. They're both Croft and Barrow, made by the same place. They're medium, which is wonderful because what I want to do this time is I want to take the bottoms off of both of the shirts. Let me see, let's get you in camera. I want to take the bottoms off. So I figure I want to take off, you know, probably about right here, cut this underneath the pocket and go all the way across, follow the line on both shirts, the same, up the same height, you know. So I'll do one and then I'll have the one for the pattern for the other one. And I want to take and cut both of the bottoms off the shirts, and then I want to take this shirt here and I want to sew it to this one and this one to that one, so they'll be two different bottoms. I haven't done that yet, and I wanted to try that. And I found these two shirts at different stores, and it's kind of cool how it worked out because they're both the same exact size, have the same exact amount of buttons, have the same amount, same measurements for every single thing: the arms, the inseams, like I said, the buttons, the collar is exactly the same, the shoulders from one seam to the other seam, the arm lengths are exactly the same. So I figured this would be a great opportunity to make two shirts, but upcycle them both at the same time and try something that I haven't tried yet. They both have 7 buttons, and they're exactly lined up, exactly the same. So I don't know, they must have just, I mean, it's a manufactured repeat of everything. So so this is going to go hopefully very smoothly. Instead of me taking two different size shirts or two different makers from shirts and trying this, I'm very happy that I found two shirts in my stash that match exactly. So this should be pretty easy, I hope. So yeah, if you're interested, stick around and join me for this video tutorial, and I hopefully we'll learn something together. Thanks for joining me. Okay, so this is my way of thinking. So I'll keep going and not be scared to make a mistake. Of course, I don't want to make a mistake, but I'm kind of concerned that I cut both shirts exactly the same so they'll sew together nicely. So I thought, well, I'll measure, and then I thought, well, that will work okay. But I decided I was going to put one shirt inside the other shirt. So that's what I did. I took it and I put, you know, there's two, they're both together. And I put the one inside the other one. And so I'm going to go ahead and match up the buttonholes with each other and put some clips where the buttonholes are. So there's a buttonhole on this shirt, and there's the one to match on this one. So I'm going to match them two up, put them together with my clips. And go all the way down the shirt, matching them up. Like so. There's one buttonhole. And there's the other buttonhole. Clip them together. There's 7 buttonholes all together. 7 buttons on both shirts. Okay. And then at the end, they're pretty much close. I guess they're as close as they can get. There we go. So there's that. And I'll do the same thing on this side. I have one shirt inside the other. Match up the buttons. There's that button on that shirt and there's that button on this shirt. Clip them together. I already bleached both of these shirts. They bleached up really nice. So this will be a fairly, I hope, easier upcycling. I do have, I do want to put a ruffle along, maybe one or maybe both. Probably just one though, of the shirts. So I'm getting 2 shirts done for the time that I guess for the time that I'm upcycling. Usually how it takes me 1. Okay, so I have them both sides done up. So that might be easier for me to cut and make sure I'm cutting straight. So okay, I'm gonna lay these flat. Decide how far up I want to go. These are a size medium, so I won't be able to try them on for you. I'll try to see if I can get it on my mannequin. My mannequin is made for my size, but I'll see if I can try to do something that way to show you the final thing of it, or you just might end up with a picture of it on a hanger. So I just want you to be aware of that. Okay, so I got it laid out as flat as it will go, and okay, let's put one at the bottom here. Okay. Let's see if I can move my camera up a little bit so you can see the whole shirt. There we go. Okay, so get this out of the way. Make sure it's flat. Okay. Get this out of the way. Although I was thinking about 14 inches up I was going to cut it. So let's see if that's still a good. Here's the bottom of the pocket. And I want to be between the buttons, so I have room to sew on my sewing machine and it doesn't knock into a button as my presser foot doesn't come across on the button there. So 14 puts it right about there. 14 puts it right about there. So I think I'm going to do that, and I'm gonna do 14. Sounds good to me. So let's just do it. I'm starting to lose my courage. So let's just do it and get it done with. So let me, okay. Here we go. Here we go. Just gonna lay it like this. Both of them are together. Going up 14. Just do it. Just do it, Patricia. You can do it. Okay, don't be afraid. Oh no, I won't. Okay. So it's pretty much, I'm going to cut along this darker line. Here we go. Hope for the best. I can always use this as scraps, I guess. I don't want to, but I want. So I'm just going to follow this line all the way down. I got 2 layers, 2 shirts together. Okay, there's that. And I'm going to do the other side, I think. 14. They're both together exactly. I had to turn off my humidifier. Kind of makes a winding sound that kind of gets on your nerves. And I just didn't want you guys to hear that. Okay, so 14 on this side brings me to probably about the top of this line. Let's make sure. I gotta go up a little bit, I guess. It's gonna be a little bit. I'm gonna go right there. Okay. Try not to pull it. There we go. Okay. Now the middle, or the back. I mean the back. So maybe if we folded it over. Let's see if that will work. Like this. And it pretty much coming across. My clips, better clip the bottom here. Let me move this up. Okay. I'm going to clip the bottom down to each other. Okay. Okay. wait. Let's see, I'm going to just do this. Match these two up. Okay, here we go. I'm just going to do it. Go right below that line. There we go. All right. This is our bottoms. This is our tops. Okay. Let's see how it works out. So, I'm going to button this together. See how it worked. Please work, please work, please work. Let's see. Okay. Right. Okay, so there's that. Now, here's the bottoms of both shirts. So I'm going to take them apart, I guess. Let's see, and then we'll put them together. Opposites. Okay. There's the top of this one. Here's the top of this one. Okay. Here we go. Let's see if this is going to work. I kind of wish that these were a little more different, because maybe the person's not really going to realize, because they both bleached up the same. They both are the same colors, but they're both the same size, so that's what I had to do, why I had to do that. But it would have been, I think, a little bit nicer if they were a lot more contrast to them. But this will be good for my first attempt, my first try. Okay, so here's the bottom of that one, and here's the bottom of this one. Okay, so that one goes to that one. This one goes to this one. Okay, now let's put them together and see what we got. All right. Then I'm going to take it to my machine. I'm going to use black thread, I believe, for both of them. And I'm going to sew these two together. So let's button this up. And then, so we have a flat surface. And here's the bottom to that one. And I could do them inside out too. Like the bottom inside out, which would be kind of cool. Cut this tag off. That might be kind of cool to have it inside out. I might do that to be a little different. But I need to make sure that the buttons will work for me. Even though I have it inside out. Let's see. I guess they would. Is it inside out? Yeah, it is inside out. Well, let's see how that looks. These would be two raw edges sewn together. I think I might try that. Might as well try something different. So there's this one. I think I will do this. The bottom is going to be inside out. Because I think it's going to be a little bit different. Let's see how that looks. So I'm going to take this to my sewing machine. And I'm going to do it on the outside. I'm going to do it so it's just stitched together. And it has like a frayed edge. I think. Or if I do it like this, right sides together. I think I want to have like a little bit of a frayed edge. I think I'll decide when I get to my machine. But I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to do a straight stitch first, and then I'll come back and show you. Alright, so I got them put together. The top of this shirt with the bottom of this shirt. And I put them together. They matched up perfectly. I'm so super excited about that. So I did a straight stitch, and then I did a zigzag all the way around, connecting them. So I ended up with two shirts. There's this one, and there's the back of this one. And then here's this one. And the back of this one. There is kind of a contrast, so I'm kind of happy with that. And like I did the same thing to this one right here. I did a straight stitch and then a zigzag connecting them. Used gold thread for both of them. Everything matches up. The buttons match up on both of them. So I've got to figure out what I want to do to embellish them. Put some appliques on. That's the next step. Okay, so far I got this patch done. This like applique. I ended up sewing this inside the cut piece of jeans. I sewed it around the back. And then I added a piece of lace, and then I put some jeans on the center of that lace flower. And then I just added that piece of jean for interest. And I'm going to put it on the bottom here of the shirt. The sun has gone down a little bit. Turn the light on there. So I'm going to pin this onto here. I marked it with my tailor's chalk that I wanted it right here. I don't know if you can see that on the camera. So I'm going to put this right here on the bottom half of this shirt. I don't know if I'm going to add a little bit more to this piece. I could just add, you know, here and there pieces. So that's what I'm doing. I'm messing around. It's the same color. I could take this belt loop off of here and kind of just add that. But I just wanted to come on here and show you. That's going to be the bottom piece. I'm going to go take it to my machine, straight stitch with white thread, and then I'll do a zigzag around it. I did do a few little stitches in here. Okay, I wanted to come on here and show you the process that I do. I have my tailor's chalk, and I'm going to mark this at 4.5 inches. So that right there is pretty much 4.5 inches. Yeah, there we go. And all the way through here it should be 4.5. Yes. This is a little bit. Kind of cut off like right here. Okay, so there we go. I'm going to just go ahead and follow the line as best I can. Okay. Let's get this seam cut off a little bit because it's, there we go. Okay, so this is the first piece of ruffle. I'll take it to my ironing board, iron it flat, and then put a 1/4 inch seam allowance down both sides. And I'm going to go ahead and cut all my 4 different strips. Well, it'll be 8 different strips now. And measure around the circumference of the bottom of the shirts, and then double it and add 10 inches is how I do it. If you haven't seen my other videos on here, that's the process that I do. So I'll come back and show you when I get the hem on it and ironed and pressed. Okay, I wanted to show you before I do the pressing and the seam, my 1/4 inch seam allowance, or the hem on there. Um, this top one is now a pattern for me to use for the other ones. So what I did is I pinned it on here, and now I'll just cut along here, and that'll make it a lot simpler and easier on me to do. So I'll just go along here and cut, and then I'll have 2 pieces. Lay it down, make sure it's nice and flat. There we go. Upcycling is a lot more forgiving than if you're a seamstress and following a pattern. It's my kind of thing. So there you go. Now I got 2 pieces. And I'll continue. Okay, what I'm going to do is I got this applique right here made. This is a pair of jeans, and I sewed that on and this is a pair of jeans, and it had the holes like they do, like they wear now. So I just put a decorative patch inside there, like an embroidered patch, and then from another pair of jeans, and then I got the lace flower with the jean center, and then I got another flower up here, and then with a jean center, and I sewed these 3 together, and I'm going to go ahead and put that on the shirt on the top right hand side, pin it on, and take it to my machine and do a straight stitch with white thread and get that one. I figured I should, before doing the ruffle on the shirts, I should do the appliques first, because I'll have more bulk if I do the ruffle first. So I'm going to do the appliques first. So I'm going to get it all pinned on there nice and straight and take it to my machine like I said, and I'll come back and show you how it looks. Okay, I got both appliques that I did on the shirt, and change of plans. I'm going to, of course there's a change of plans, of course. With me there's always a change of plans. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to trim along the bottom. Bring it up a little bit. I'm going to trim up along the bottom. I'll show you what I'm going to do here. So I want to bring the shirt to make it straight, to make the bottom edge straight. So I'm going to bring it up to this line on the flannel, which that's what's really nice about flannel. There's always these plaid, you know, the plaid or the buffalo check or anything like that. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to bring that up, and I'm going to sew along this edge right here all the way around, and give me like a heavier base to apply, to put this lace. I like this lace on here. So I'm going to go ahead and take the lace, and put it on. Once I get this sewn on, I'll show you step by step, but I just wanted to show you the way how I'm thinking. And then that's going to be the edge. the bottom edge all the way around. So I'm going to have to do that on both sides of the shirt in the front. Let me undo it again to show you. I'm going to go and stitch, and I'm going to do the same on this side. But the only thing about this, the other side, the right side of the shirt, it has these buttons. So I'm going to have to cut these buttons off because I don't want my machine. Either that or I could have seam ripped them. But that's a little easier for me, because I don't want my needle to break on the buttons. And so I'm all clear. There's the last button on the shirt. So I'm all clear to be able to sew. So there's nothing in getting in my way to break my needle. I'll go do that on the back to make it straight. So on the back, I'll go ahead and bring it up a little bit, up to that line. And then around the whole shirt will be straight across. It'll be straight across. With the men's shirts, sometimes they're not flattering for women because they have that like dip, and you know, I guess the women's shirts do that too, but I haven't come across any women's shirts that I have done yet, any woman's flannel shirts. So that's what I'll do. I'll go ahead and sew that, put a stitch on there. And then I will take this lace and I will sew it on the inside, and that's how it will look on the bottom. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and I'll come back and show you. Okay, I wanted to come back on and show you that I got it all straight across. I followed pretty much this line right here in the back. There's what the inside looks like. I'll be sewing along here. So that's the back, and it's exactly the same length in the front. Here's the front. So I'll flip it over and show you the front. And there's the front. It's straight across. I'm going to go ahead and put a seam, sew this down. And then I'll come back and show you what I'm going to do with the lace. But this is the lace I decided to use for the bottom. Okay guys, the shirt's all done. Let's see what we did to it. Well, first I bleached it, then we cut it in half, and then we sewed on the top to the bottom of a different shirt, and the bottom to the top of a different shirt. And then we did some appliques. I just made these appliques up with jean material and lace. And then there's this one. And then we cut the pocket out. And then I did this off camera. I sewed on the lace all the way around. And I just did it on the inside of the shirt. Used white thread, straight stitch. So that turned out really pretty. There's the front, and there's the back. I would try it on for you, but it's a medium, and I'm not that small. And I have a mannequin that's pretty close to my size. I still have to get a smaller one, so I'll be looking for that. But there's the back. So it turned out really pretty. I'll put it in my booth. I've already sold about 10 shirts now. So I'm real happy about that. Every shirt I make, I sell. So that's a good thing. I should keep one at least for myself. But I want to thank you so much for joining me. And I hope that you'll subscribe. It just takes a second. It doesn't cost you nothing. And I hope you like it. Like my video. And then you give me a comment. Let me know what you're doing. What you're creating. I wish you all the best and God's blessings. Thanks for watching. Hey guys, it's me, Trisha. Thank you for joining me on my channel, Creative Unique Treasures. I got the second shirt here, and I wanted to show you that I got some patches put together. I'm going to be putting on here. I got this one here, and I'm going to put this one here, like right about there. And I got this one, it's kind of like a star. I sewed about 3 or 4 different flannels together. I'm going to put them here and there on the shirt. This one here I've got to take to my machine, but I just cut out a few squares, different shapes, nothing perfect. Just pieces of fabric that I had, and I'm going to sew them together to make a patch. This one's going to have a bunch of patches. I think this shirt will have a bunch of patches on it. So that's what I'm getting ready to do. And I just thought I'd come on here and show you. And I'm going to take these right to my machine. I'll just leave them laid like this at my machine. And I'm just going to start stitching with a straight stitch. Just going around. Not even making any sense. Just you can go here and there. Free form it. And make the stitches like this. Just to use up your scraps. Just put some stitches on there. You can do some zigzag, different stitches, whatever you want to do. And that's what I'm going to do with this one right here. I'm going to use white thread. And I'm going to just go and sew it all together. And I'll come back and show you what I'm going to do next. Thanks for joining me. I thank you so much for subscribing and commenting. I thank you so much for joining me. Okay, I got all my patches. I made this one down here too. Let me back you up a little bit. There's the other one. This one right here. I sewed all of them together. There's 4 different flannels. Yep. And then there's the star one, and this one right here, and then that. This one is kind of frayed at the edges. So I'm going to pin these all on really good, and then take it to my machine, straight stitch, and get them all on there, and I'll come back and show you. Okay, friends, I got all the patches all put on the shirt. I'll bring it up a little closer without it going blurry. So I got that one on, and I'm just going to leave that so it will fray. It'll fray on the shirt as I wash it. And then there's this patch. And then there's the star. Different stitches. And then over here on this side, I did this one. It's a bigger patch. And it has 1, 2, 3 squares or just shapes on there. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do the ruffle on the bottom, I think, of this shirt. And I'm going to do it in flannel. So I'm going to make the ruffle out of the pair of pants that we did. And it's going to be 4 inches high. It's not going to be a very tall ruffle. It's just going to be, so it's just going to, I'm going to go over to my machine and put a little hem in it so it won't fray anymore. So I'll put a little hem in there. I'll use the straight stitch and white thread, and then I'm going to go ahead and put this all the way, this actual pattern all the way around it. But I am going to use my scraps up. I got lots of scraps, and I'm just going to put patches here and there all over it like I have in the past. So that's what I'm going to go ahead and do right now. I'll come back and show you. Okay, I got the ruffle all done. Now I just have to put it on the shirt. I put a hem in there. I sewed some patches on the ruffle. Just different pieces of material. So there's one, big long one. And I needed 95 inches. So what I'll do is I'll take the shirt to my machine. I won't pin this on, I'll just go along and sew. And I'll start with this one. This is the bottom. And I'll start, well, I gotta even that out. That doesn't look good. There we go. Let's go ahead and cut that straight. As straight as I can cut. I'll take this over to my machine and start at the bottom here. Now overlap a little bit so I can fold that over. But what I'll do is I'll start pinch pleating. Hope you guys can see what I'm doing here. And I'll go one way. Let me see if I can put it down here and then bring the camera down. Let me see. Okay. I'll start sewing and I'll start pinch pleating. And I'll just make sure I go one way, all the way around the shirt. And then it'll make a pleated ruffle. I'll come back and show you. Like I said, the only thing different that I've done on this shirt that I never did before was cut the two shirts in half and add them to each other. But all these patches and everything I've done before, I've done on other videos, and I've done the ruffle, so you can check them out. Thanks for joining. Okay, I decided I'm going to try something different. I'm going to go ahead and go up an inch all the way around, and I'm going to mark it with my tailor's chalk. And that's where I'll start my ruffle. Maybe an inch, maybe a half an inch. I need to make sure my presser foot will be able to glide like right here. The edge there. So I guess I'll be safe if I do an inch. So I'm going to mark it with my tailor's chalk. So I thought I'd come on here and show you an inch. Because it does curve. And I'll have my ruffle on top, and so I can't see the bottom. So that makes it a little bit harder. So I'm just going to go with the curve. As it curves up like this, I'll just go with the curve and go an inch all the way around and mark it. So I'm going to try that and see if that is easier for me. Okay, so here's the ruffle. And I really love the way the ruffles turn out. I'm going to have to do mostly all of my shirts with a ruffle because it's fun, and you don't know what it's going to look like until it's all done. And so now what I'm going to do this is the the button side of the shirt. So what I'll do right here is I'm going to go take this to my machine and fold it over and put a nice hem going down there, a straight stitch in the white thread. And then I went right now. I was gonna came on camera, and I wanted to show you how I'm going to do this side here because I ended up with extra. So now I'm going to cut this. Approximately an inch away right here, so I have some extra. I'm just going to cut it and hope for the best. No, I'm just going to cut it, and then I'll take this one here and I'll do the same thing and put a hem, so that will have a nice edge. Then after I get that done, I'm going to take this back to my machine and go all the way around the ruffle and do a zigzag, connecting this to the ruffle to the shirt, like I always do. So it'll go back and forth and connecting them. So there won't be this raw edge. There will be a little bit of a fraying, but I like that on the shirts. And it seems to be the customers that are buying all my shirts, they like it too. So, and then I'll get all my threads cut and I'll come back and show you, and it should be done. Alright, both of the shirts are done. So here's the first one. This one's a little bit, I guess, plainer than the other one. But we went ahead and put the patches. You know, I made up the appliques and then put them here and there. And then we went ahead and put just a lace bottom. So that's this one. And then the second one I like a lot better, but I like both of them, but I do like this one. I favor this one a little bit better because I do like making the ruffle out of flannel on a flannel shirt. And then we did the patches, and we did the applique, this big applique right here. And it's kind of fringy, so that'll fray. There's another patch right here. And I'm sorry I don't have a mannequin for this size, but in the future I'll be getting one, I'm hoping. And then here on this side is another big patch. But the ruffle turned out really cool, how it just, and then I did the zigzag. I'm losing my blanket on my table. The flannel's sticking to it. So I did the zigzag, and it's already got some strings, and I'll just sit down in front of my TV tonight, and I'll just trim all the little strings. But it will fray a little bit, but it won't fray all the way because I got that zigzag stitch going on. So there's the front. And here's the back. The back has, you know, the nice little ruffle. And then it's pretty much two-toned because we did two different shirts. So I want to thank you so much for joining me, everybody. And I'm so thankful for all the people that are subscribing to my channel. I really want to get up to 1,000 really bad, and I'm at about 687 or something like that right now. But if you can, just hit the subscribe button. You know, it doesn't cost you nothing, and I'd really appreciate it. And please leave me a comment or a like or share this out. I really appreciate it. I appreciate all of you, and I hope you have a blessed and wonderful day.